Untitled Chapter.
You came back for another class? I'm glad to have you here.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing very well. I'm happy that after this I get to go relax a little bit. It's been a very good night, but I'll be glad to get a little sleep too. How are you doing?
I'm prepared because tomorrow I will go in Rome for 2 days.
Cool. Wow.
Yes, I have work interview. So
Very interesting. What kind of work?
for a nurse position.
Very interesting. You like math?
Math. What mean? What mean?
You said a math position, right?
Nurse.
Oh, a nursing position. Interesting.
Nursing.
Very cool. That's exciting. I wish you luck.
I hope.
Okay, in just 1 second, we'll start class with introductions. I'm just going to wait for more students to sign in so we can have more introductions. Abdul, you joined us for another class. Nice to have you.
Thank you. How are you?
Doing very well.
You're looking tired.
I'm sorry. I know I'm a little bit tired, but I'm very excited about this last class. So.
Right. Yeah, I'm tired
One
too.
more class, and then. What time is it for you?
4 a.m.
Oh, we're in the same time zone then.
Yeah, I mean Arizona and California, I think is pretty much in the same time zone.
I think at some points of the year we're 1 hour different because Arizona doesn't do daylight savings. So Arizona is the same time all year, and California changes.
Yeah, but we switched back, to the original time, like about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see who else we have.
So how
I
is
have
the
a bunch of.
how is the weather over there?
Well, right now it's nice, but during the midday it gets a little bit warm.
Right.
Yesterday was, I think it was like 92 or something for the high temperature.
Wow.
It was warm, but not so bad. I mean, pretty soon we're going to be hitting 105, 110, so it's not so bad.
Right. No, for me, I mean more than 90s, like,
Really?
yeah.
I'm surprised. Doesn't California get hot also?
Um, yeah, I mean our summer time is like about I mean between 85 to 95, something like that, the highest.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, we'll do some introductions, even though I think we all, let's see, I think we're all returning students from other classes. Let me look. Yeah, we're all returning students, so let's do something a little bit better since we all already know each other. Let me think of a good question to ask. Okay, how about what did you want to be when you grew up, when you were a child? So what did you think you might do with your life when you were a child? We'll start on the left with Abdul. When you were young, what did you want to do or be?
When I was young, I was thinking, that I would become doctor.
And what do you do instead?
Right now, my profession is computer science.
Okay. So that's a little bit similar, but not exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Mustafa Abdelkarim, what did you want to do when you were a child?
Hello. I just joined right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm back for. I don't know which time I've joined you. Maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Yeah, several times.
Yes. I hope you are not boring with me yet. I hope I'm
No,
welcome.
no.
Okay. So you asked me what?
What did you want to do when you were a child? So what did you dream of when you were young? Being a
Well,
doctor, a lawyer.
you know that naive dreams of being a doctor and a policeman at the same time and a lawyer
Yeah.
and all that thing. But I can say in during the period of being adult and between adolescence and being adult, I can say being aware of the world around me, I wanted to be a journalist.
That's very
Uh,
cool.
Yes, but I didn't have the chance to do that because of the education system and all that things.
Uh-huh. And what do you do instead?
Well, I've just graduated recently from accounting. I've studied accounting from the Faculty of Commerce, but it's not my dream career. But I'm managing to adapt with that, and maybe if I can find a way to be a journalist, it would be great for me.
Yeah. Well, keep it up.
Oh, thank you. I do.
Okay, thanks. Francisco, what did you want to be when you were a child?
I'm sorry, did you say what do I want to be when?
When you were a child, what did you dream of doing when you grew up?
What's in it? A fireman?
A fireman!
Is that how I got it? Yeah. I wanted to be a fireman.
That's fun. And what do you
Yep.
do instead?
Become a building engineer.
Oh, okay. Well,
Uh,
okay, that's still
but-
cool.
Yeah, it's not amazing though. It's not that exciting.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but the reason why I wanted to be a fireman is because I live by the fireman station, right next to it,
Hmm.
and every time I walked by it, I saw these guys just hanging out there.
Yeah, looks good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Mood Abbas, will you tell us well, introduce yourself, because you're new, and tell us what you wanted to do when you were a child, what you dreamt of doing when you grew up. Can you hear us, Mood Abbas? We can't hear you. If you have any difficulty, let us know in the Verbling chat box. How about Mustafa Safa? Will you tell us what you wanted to be when you were a child?
When I was a child, my dream was to take a Nobel Prize and be a great scientist and invention many good things to the world.
Cool. And what do you do instead?
Actually, I don't care if I was engineering or no. Now I'm graduated with a degree from my university. Did a project and it's the best project in my country. And also I'm engineering now. I'm electric communication and electrical engineering.
Great, that's really cool.
And also
Congrats.
I study management. Yes, in two fields.
Awesome. Okay. Are having a little bit of trouble loading. How about Vikram? Will you tell us what you wanted to be when you were a child?
I wanted to be an astronaut.
Oh.
That's a great
Hello.
career option. And what do you do instead?
I'm doing now.
What do you do
I
instead?
choose some different field now. I'm doing I'm now working in a stockbroking company.
Ah, okay. Very different than what you dreamed of when you were a child.
Yeah.
Okay. William, how about you? What did you dream of doing when you were a child?
When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a lawyer, but now I'm glad that not happened. Because I prefer help people, not take money from them.
All right, thank you. Celeste?
Yes.
Celeste Rodriguez, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you wanted to do when you were a child?
Yes, I am from Spain. When I was little, I want to be first a teacher, and after I want to be tourist guide. But finally, I am events organizer. So nothing to do.
Oh, that's interesting too.
Yeah.
Okay, and last, Frankie Castiglione, will you introduce yourself and tell us what you wanted to be when you were a child?
Hi there, my name is Frankie, I'm from Italy, and when I was a child I wanted to be an archaeologist.
Oh, that's awesome. That would have been really cool. Did I get everyone?
Yes, but except you.
Okay. All right, when I was younger, I wanted to be a dancer. And then later I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Cool.
So I guess both of those things, but I don't do anything. But I still enjoy what I do, so.
But you can
Not
do that.
complaining.
It's not so hard.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Don't you try it on your cat?
I guess that's true. All right, guys. Last one. Last game of Hangman. This is going to be the best because I'm pretty sure that nobody knows this word. So,
But this is short. It will be easy for us.
I disagree. It's going to be difficult.
Okay.
It's one of the vocabulary words in the article we're about to read. But you're still not going to get it because it's awesome.
Now we are cautious.
Okay, so it's got 4 spaces. I'm going to start on the left side and ask you guys to give me letters. Abdul, will you start? Give me the first letter.
A.
A?
Yes.
Nope. Next, Celeste, will you give me a letter?
I have problems with the application. I can see the word.
It's 4 blank spaces. You just have to guess any letter.
B?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay, so no A, no B. Francisco, your turn.
O.
What?
O. Orange.
No O. Frankie, guess a letter.
I say H.
H?
Yeah.
No H. Next up we have Abdel Karim.
Yes, I'll pick R.
R?
I.
I. Nope, no I. See, I told you this is a good one.
Oh yes, indeed. Seems one.
Mood Abbas? Can you guess a letter? Can you hear us, Mood Abbas? We still can't hear you. Try to click, if you're having mic difficulty, try to click the little picture of a microphone in the top right of your screen. It should be red. If you click that, you might be able to unmute yourself. Okay. Next person we have to guess is Vikram. Would you like to guess a letter?
Yeah. T?
T?
Yeah.
Nope, no T.
Oh.
Aha.
Yeah, you're challenging us.
William, guess a letter.
I will C like city.
Yep. Starts with a C. Okay, now wait, did everyone guess? Now start putting your guesses in the chat box. So if you get a Bruno. R?
Yes.
No R. Bruno is already has it, I think. Yeah, Bruno has it. Oh, and Abdul has it too. It's cusp.
What?
Oops. The word is
What?
cusp. Cusp.
I read the article and I found out.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. So it was a good word, but you guys got it.
So it's nice indeed.
Yeah. Does
Now you are
anybody
tough.
know? Yeah. Does anybody know what the word means?
No.
Cusp?
No.
No.
All right.
Think
Cusp
it's
is like
yeah, go ahead please.
it's the border or the edge of something. So in the title it says on the cusp of success. So it means similar to the brink of success or the edge of success. You're almost there, but not quite.
Uh-huh.
Okay, a couple other vocabulary words before we go into this article.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
On cusp. You said that it's an edge of success. You mean I am already successful and I am about to fail, or I didn't get to be successful yet?
You're not quite there yet. So you're almost there. You're reaching the edge of it, but you're not on it yet.
Uh-huh. I'm
So
not
you're very
failing on
close.
this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're doing well. You're very close, but you're just not there yet.
We didn't even get the cusp of the success of the word.
Yeah.
We were too far.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What about poised? What does poised mean?
What?
The word poised. Does anyone know what poised is?
Poised.
Poised and poisoned, is it the same thing or no?
No. Bruno is very close. It means like somebody who is ready or in position for something. So if I'm poised for action, it means that I am in position, ready for action. And we'll see these words used in the article. These are all words from the article. Yeah, in position or ready. Charismatic.
Who has something interesting or an interesting figure. People get
Yeah.
catch him fast or quickly.
Yeah, someone who's charming or interesting.
Yes.
Very socially graceful. How about cohesive?
Strongly attached.
Yeah, strongly attached. Or something that is bound together.
Yes.
Like stuck together, an idea that goes well together.
Yes, it was mentioned in physics a lot. Cohesive force and all that thing.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
I hated physics.
Bruno, I don't understand your question. That can convince? That's not a word. Rephrase that. What about grassroots? What does grassroots mean? This is an interesting word.
I know grass and I know roots. I know
Grassroots means like, I mean,
what?
like when you, like, you know, like when you know from top to bottom everything, you know, so.
Kind of, but it's got a little different sense than that. Well, literally, the roots of grass are the part that go into the ground, right?
Yeah.
So there's the literal sense, the part that goes into the ground, but there's also a figurative sense, and it's used very often in politics. Because when people say grassroots, what they mean is something genuine and authentic, something very real, and often something that comes from the people.
Exactly. Yep.
So that they use grassroots to mean like something very genuine and authentic.
Yeah, like some people come, you know, from bottom to top, and some people, you know, just come to top from somewhere else, you know, like. Yeah.
Yeah, so people who go from bottom to top, those are grassroots organizations because they're coming from low and going up. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, sheer. What about sheer? There's a couple meanings for this word. Does anyone know one? Sheer?
Sheer mean, I think, to like to complete some.
No, not quite. No, not real.
Pure?
Sheer. What?
Pure?
No, not exactly, no. It has two most common definitions. The first is the way that it's used in the article. Sometimes it means extreme. So you could say the sheer volume, the sheer magnitude. You mean the extreme volume or extreme magnitude. But you could also use it to mean something that is slightly see-through, something that is not opaque, that, lets light come through. You could say that's sheer.
Transparent, you mean?
Transparent, similar to transparent, yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
And rally. What about rally?
Rally. What comes first in my mind? Tennis. When the two people, when the two players have the duel without breaking the point, it's a rally. I mean continuous action.
It is a rally. Yeah, it is a rally. That's one meaning, not the meaning of the article, but that is one meaning for it. Vikram says protest. It could be a protest. It doesn't have to be a protest, but it could be a protest.
Like a
Anyone
meeting.
else?
Like a meeting.
Yeah, it's like a meeting. Like a very spirited meeting, a very enthusiastic meeting. Like when people are meeting to discuss something they're very passionate about. Okay, that's all the words I have for you. Now let's see how this goes. I'm going to put the article in the chat box in case you need it. I will also put it in the Google chat box in case you need it. My computer is slow.
Wrong one.
Okay, so it should be in both. Does everybody have it open?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So, the immigration movement without a unified leader, but on the cusp of success. First, I would like to hear your theories on immigration because it's a very political topic, and especially in the US, people can be very divided on it and have very different ideas. So I would like to hear what you guys think about immigration and how you think the US should deal with immigration or how your country should deal with immigration. You can give me either opinion. I'd like to start from the right with William. Will you give me your opinion on that? Can you
I
hear?
think that immigration is a good thing because when people meet each other, there is always, never always, but it's a good thing.
Okay.
More productive, more creative.
Do you think that the US should change its policy on immigration?
I don't know.
Okay. What about Italy? Do you think the immigration policy in Italy is fair and right?
I think that immigration policy in Italy is very bad because it's not there isn't a right laws because here good people is compared at bad people. There isn't justice.
Okay.
For me. This is
All
my
right.
opinion.
All right, thank you. Vikram, what do you think? Do you have any opinions to share as far as immigration goes in India or in the US or anywhere else in the world? Can you hear us, Vikram? Okay. How about Mustafa Safa? Will you give us your opinion on immigration in your country or in the US?
I think actually I didn't read articles about this topic.
Okay.
So I think it's a good thing because it's help people sometimes to survive
Uh-huh.
from, yes. So it's good, sure, but also, you know, we should first, how I say that, we should first certain if this is bad people or no, or if if this person make a crime in another country and want to go to immigration. So also
Background
people should be
checks.
careful. Yes, background check.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. How about Mustafa Abdel Karim?
Yes.
What do you
Well,
think
I
on
think
immigration?
yes. I think immigration policy needs to be determined upon the economic state and the social state of a country. So maybe it is suitable for a country and it won't work for another. And maybe for instance Canada, it can't stop the immigration policy. It needs immigrants and so on. And country, for example, as Egypt, it can't receive immigrants at all. It needs to be lightened up. It needs a lot of people to get out of it. So it depends. It's relative. My own opinion is that it may add to the country's assets, maybe in scientific perspective, maybe in the economical things with a theoretical side, which may add to the country which receive the immigrant. It may add a figure of someone who's smart, someone who's genius. It may give him the good environment to add to the country.
Awesome. Thank you for your opinion.
Thank you.
All right. How about Frankie Castiglione? Would you like to give us your opinion on immigration?
Yeah, well, first of all, I totally agree with Mustafa. I cannot talk about the US, but surely there are loads of skilled workers that are looking for a job, and you have to be smart with dealing with it. So if I were like the president, I'd take advantage of it. But I cannot talk about the US. I can talk about Italy. And in Italy, we are having a huge, huge immigration, really. That's the biggest immigration, really. In 50 years, really, the population has been growing just thanks to immigration. We are not having children. The only new people are just from like Africa, and I mean, we have to deal with it in a good way, because that can be a really, really good thing. But if it is not, well, we have to live with it in a good way because politicians are not taking the right decisions for me, because, it's really, we're not giving them infrastructures or anything at all. So they haven't really gotten the possibility, to integrate with the society. So I do believe we have to, change our policy. That's just my opinion.
All right. Cool. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Francisco Fernandez, give us your opinion.
Well, I think that immigration is always important for the economy of a country because these people contribute to paying taxes and everything. But it's also a hard issue for politicians to deal with because it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to these people not to be segregated. Understand?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that there's some prejudice involved sometimes.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay, Celeste, what do you think?
Well, I can talk about the US. I can talk about Spain. And we had a lot of immigration a couple of years ago. but now they are all leaving, and actually we are leaving also, the Spanish, I mean, because we don't, because of the current situation, you know, so we are the immigrants right now, and you have to change your mind a little bit about immigration.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, next up, Bruno.
Hi there.
Hi. You were the one who guessed my hangman
Yeah, right.
game. Dang it, Bruno.
Yeah, that was easy for me, but okay. Let's go. I'm from Brazil, and my opinion on immigration is a little different, maybe based on what most of us said. I think it should be a very difficult process, and it should have a lot of, how can I say, you should have a really good qualification, so you'd add to the country, just not come and start using services, public services and stuff like that. But at the same time, uh, I know it's important to a country to have immigrants sometimes, mainly on Europe, I guess, because there is a very low birth rate and stuff.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
I think it
I
should be
know that.
difficult, but I think it's important for some countries to have immigrants. Don't know.
Yeah, I think in Europe it might be a problem, but also in Japan it's a huge problem because they don't have enough people to do all the things they need because they've got a lot of old people and not very many young people. So that's a very
so
good point to make.
They have to make an easier immigration process, right?
Exactly.
I don't understand much of Brazil immigration process, but I understand a lot of Canadian one because I want to go there.
I see. I understand a lot of the Brazilian immigration process, and let me tell you, it is not very much fun.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's not that it's overly difficult. I would say the biggest problem that I encountered in my immigration process was that if you call one person, they say call the other person, and you call the other person, and they say go back to this person. So you can spend all day being like, okay, they told me to talk to you. And then they tell you, no, go talk to the other person. So you say, okay, I was told to talk to you. And they say, no, you're talking to the wrong person. You got to talk to this office. And you
It's
just
a
spend all
story
day
of our
on the
life
phone.
in Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry about that. You get used to it because everything is like that. By the way,
Yeah.
did you immigrate to Brazil?
Well, actually, the reason I'm back in the U.S. right now is because I had difficulty in securing the right kind of paperwork. So I had to, in order to stay legal, I had to leave. And now I'm trying to do it from the US instead of doing it from Brazil. So I should probably be back in Brazil in November. But that kind of is dependent on how fast I can get the visa done.
Yeah, I see. I wish you good luck.
Thank you. All right, last person to give us input, Abdul. What do you think about immigration in your country or in the US or anywhere in the world?
As a general, I think immigration, is a very good thing because, like, specifically, if I can tell you about the US, I being myself, I came here as an immigrant, and my family also. So, I mean, the way I think, like, any new person come with the new ideas and new stuff. So I mean, it's positive for everything, positive for society, positive for the economy. But the main thing is, like, the basic and the one and only thing should be, that wherever you want to go, I mean, you should respect the law of the land. That's the main thing. I mean,
I think that's a good rule.
yeah, that should be, the bottom line, that wherever you want to go, you just respect the law of the land, you respect their constitution. So that's the main thing. If you do, so I mean, you should be welcome. If you don't, so I mean, then I mean, there is no place for you.
Yeah, I agree. I think that
Yeah,
definitely is important. That if you're going to
if I
move somewhere, then you better.
yeah, if I stand in the line for tens of years, so I mean, and if any other guy, wants to come illegally and he don't want to stay in the line, he don't want to wait for years, and after 10 or 15 years, if the government is treating me and the illegal guy same, so I mean, it's not fair with me and it's not fair with everybody.
That's definitely true. All right, guys, thank you for participating. And now I think we'll read the article. So go back to the article and we'll go down. They have a lovely picture. And right below that, it says, the atmosphere was different today. So right after that sentence, let's have Wiam. Will you start to read the first paragraph?
Yes. The atmosphere was different today. We have hope, Elsa Flores said. She was demonstrating with thousands of other protesters in Washington and Wednesday, demanding a path to citizenship for an estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants.
Thank you.
Lord,
Next paragraph, Vikram. Will you start that one?
Yeah. Flores. Yeah. Can I read? Flores looked toward the U.S. Capitol dome, which was brilliant under the unusual hot spring sun. Unlike 2006, when hundreds of thousands of immigrants spilled on into the streets of city centers across the country, the representatives and senators inside that building seemed poised to make comprehensive immigration reform a reality.
Thank you. Next paragraph, Safa.
Yes. The immigration movement is one of the cusp of a major victory, but it got there without a charismatic, a clear leader and without a cohesive national campaign.
Silent G.
In a lot of ways, campaign. In a lot of ways, this march was a perfect example of that.
Awesome. Thank you. Next paragraph, Abdel Karim. Abdel Karim? Do you see where we are? Okay. Let's have Keen Goma start reading. Do you see where we are? Do you have the article open?
Hi everyone. How are you, Michaela?
Doing very well. How are you?
Fine, thank you. You could see? Yeah. You could see.
Yes, right there.
You could see it in the signs that the protesters carried. They were printed by labor unions, community and women's group, LGBT and human rights group. You could see it on stage. Top billing went to the Benjamin Jealous, but he also shared the stage with others like Latin pop artist Yoga Tanon, the poet Elizabeth Alexander, Service Employees Union President Mary Kay Henney, and the United Auto Workers Bob King.
Francisco, will you read the next 3 sections?
Yep. I walked among the marchers and asked a few people a simple question. Who's the voice of this movement? Who's the leader? No one could come up with a name. I guess it's us, Emily Arreguin, 17, said after taking a moment to think about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Celeste, will you read the next paragraph?
Yes. Shanta Driver is the National Director of the Coalition to Defend Affirmative Action, Integration, and Immigration Rights and Fight for Equality by any means necessary. Her group traveled from California and Michigan. She said that by Easter, only 23 people had signed up for the trip to Washington.
Bruno, will you read the next 3 sections?
Sure. But those people became organizers, she said, as her group marched across Pennsylvania Avenue. In a couple of weeks, the 23 originals had filled 5 buses with recruits. People think we have got to get this done ourselves, Driver said. Mary Giovanni, the director of the Non-Partisan Immigration Policy Center, agreed.
Thank you. Abdul, will you read the next paragraph?
Sure. I actually don't think there is a centralized leader. Giovanni said in a phone interview, in a lot of ways, I think it's a strength. Do you want me to continue or no?
Yes, please continue one more.
Giovanni said the immigration movement was born with national and local activists advocating for very specific interests. Some, for example, advocated for farm workers. Others may have advocated for Africans seeking asylum.
William, we're back to you. Will you read that paragraph?
Yes. It's really only become the case in the last decade that the sheer volume of issues in the immigration world were so many, so severe, that people started to recognize it was a big issue, said Giovanni.
Vikram, you're next.
Yeah. By the time it bubbled up to the national level, the movement remained decentralized. She said there is a coalition of grassroots organizations called the Fair Immigrations Reform Movement, but they are very careful to not to make the issue about one person or group or ethnicity.
Thank you. Sorry, I can't. Next up, we have Mustafa Abdelkarim. Will you read the next 2?
Yes, I'm sorry for missing the last turn of me.
Totally fine.
Okay. I have the passage is starts with I think that's a strength, or the next one, because I've lost it during absence. So I may start with I think that's a strength, said Giovanni. I can't write it. Giovannioli, okay. It's allowed an even broader coalition of people to come to the table. She says that's why at immigration rallies you'll see evangelical groups alongside gay rights groups. Giovanni said that decentralization also gives the movement political advantage.
Thank you. Will Mustafa Safa read the next paragraph?
Okay. So it's from its means? Okay. It means people can be smart and strategic and thoughtful about what voice they want to use. She said In other words, in some parts of the country, the movement may use a business leader to lobby.
Did you finish?
Oh,
He got disconnected.
What happened?
he's gone.
Oh.
He's back.
Okay. Let's have someone else finish that. How about Keen Goma? Will you finish that paragraph?
Okay. She said, in other words, in some parts of the country, the movement may use a business leader to lobby politician, whereas in another state, they may use the civil rights. They may use the civil rights angel, or another they may use a child who was brought into the country illegally by their parents.
Read the next sentence as well.
I do think one of the things you are seeing in the maturing of the immigration movement, Giovanni said.
Awesome. Francisco, next paragraph.
Yeah. Back at the rally, the crowd certainly looked diverse. There were African Americans, Asians, Indians, and a great many Latin American countries represented. It was also very much an emboldened movement. It's not just any immigration reform they seek, it's citizenship for all 11 million.
Okay. And would you finish the article, Celeste?
Me?
Celeste.
Yes.
Celeste. Okay.
Sally Pillay, original from South Africa, was by the Capitol reflecting poor. She was holding a sign for Irati and First Friends, the New Jersey-based immigrants' rights organization she works for. I asked her, "So who is the national leader here?" "The people," she said, without hesitating. She said, "Throughout the 2012 election, the people spoke. It's time for change."
Okay, first, let's talk about vocabulary. Is there any vocabulary that we did not cover in the beginning that you guys had questions on?
Yes, I have one most recently about the end emboldened movement. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 or 7 lines from the end.
Okay, you said emboldened movement, right?
Yes, yes.
6 or 7. Yeah, okay, I see it. Well, what does bold mean? Do you know the meaning of bold?
Yes, it's highlighted
Big highlighted.
Yeah, bold is highlighted or something that stands out or something that is brave, like something that's very daring. So embolden means to make something bold, to make it daring and stand out.
Uh-huh. Now I'm getting it. Thank you.
Okay. Other vocabulary? Yeah.
Notice. The one, I'm sorry I didn't get the one who was reading that paragraph, but he said Asians. Should it be pronounced Asians or Asians, or both works?
Both are okay, but I think Asian is more common. Asian.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Anything else?
Nope.
For sure, that's it? Okay. All right, guys. Anyone want to offer their opinion? Did you guys learn a little something about what's happening in the U.S.? We've got a lot of immigration reform coming, and we have a lot of illegal immigrants here. And I think that's definitely a sign that that immigration reform needs to take place. What do you guys think? Do you have any opinions on it?
Well, like if I ask you, the question, like you said that immigration reforms needs to take place, so what kind of reform do you think? I mean, we already have immigration laws. I mean,
Well, we do have immigration laws, but the problems are that immigration is very strict. Like, it's very difficult to immigrate here. But also, there's a lot of situations like children who were brought here, when they were very young, and they didn't have control over their lives. So it's not really their fault that they're here. And still bad things are happening. The other thing that needs to happen is occasionally people will be deported from the US and they'll be deported into a terrible situation. They could be sold into sex slavery, or they could be a casualty in drug wars. They suffer a lot. It's not just like they get deported back to their home country or something. It's like they get deported back to a terrible, terrible situation. So I think
I
the
mean,
main thing is ensuring the safety of all people. Whether they break the law or not, I think they should still be safe.
that's right. But the thing is, like, we are not talking about the childrens, that who born here, who their parents are legal or illegal. I mean, we're not talking about those childrens, but we are talking about those people, like who are mature and who came here illegally.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there definitely needs to be some strict rules, but that immigration reform is also important. Like, reforming it to make it safer for all people involved, I think, would be a big improvement.
Yeah, because
All right. Any other thoughts, guys? Huh?
I'm not sure. I think that children that go to another country and cannot decide if they are going to immigrate illegally should not be deported. But at the same time, I think the government should be harsh on illegal immigration. But it's just a really hard point to give an opinion because it depends much on the case.
Yeah, it's a very difficult subject.
Yeah.
All right. Any last thoughts before we end for the day?
I want to see one thing. Here,
okay.
in there is a photo, a picture. And there is a card that say, "Keep our families together." I agree with them because the family is an important thing and people need to be together.
I think that's also an important subject to bring up because very often something will happen where the father of 3 children will get deported and his children will be left in the US and he will be in another country. And that kind of situation is obviously terrible. And that kind of thing is also very common. So it's another way we could probably improve the system is to stop that type of thing from happening. Either deport the whole family or just not deport any of them. But splitting families up is definitely a very tragic thing. All right, guys. Thank you so much for participating today, and good luck with the rest of your day. I'm going to give you if anyone isn't already friends with me on Facebook, I'm going to put my Facebook there. If you need anything from me, just send me a message.
Okay, have a first day.
Thanks for the class.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you guys.
Enjoy it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.